Picture in your mind that you're living large and you have more than you need. And some guy approaches you and asks if you'd like to double up what you have on just a simple bet. But the catch is, if you lose it all. But if you win, you double up. So you take that bet. And after the bet, you lose. But not only do you lose just a little bit of money, you lose everything that you have. How would you feel? Maybe, probably sad, angry, disappointed, maybe ashamed at yourself. Well, my name's Brent, and today I'm going to talk to you about the effects of gambling. I'm sure you have all heard about gambling, but did you know that gambling has become a worldwide issue? I myself have gambled a couple times, and I've won some and I've lost some. So I know what it feels like to win and to lose. But that's not the point. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight to the problem. Gambling, whether it's legally or illegally, is a worldwide issue. In an online article called Why Do People Gamble, written by Marilyn Lancelot in 2011, she states how quickly she became addicted to gambling and didn't even know it. In her article, Marilyn states that gambling was such an innocent way for her to solve her problems. If there was a problem in the family, I gambled. If I were disappointed, ignored, bored, or lonely, I gambled. Those are just some of the reasons why she would gamble. And I know that seems like just maybe one person, but there are a lot more in those same shoes. In another online article called Why People Gamble, written by Skylar Ace in 2009, he wrote that there are over 6 billion people on this planet. And of that, 1.6 people gamble every year. And approximately 4.2 billion people have gambled at least once in their life. That's over 2/3 of the world's population that have gambled once in their life. Not only is that affecting the gambler, but the economic impact is also affected on the person and their family. In an article written by Don Conklin called Gambling and Addictions Can Be Deadly, she states that Americans spend on average $54 billion per year. Don also says that having a gambling addiction can go unnoticed for a long time. In the same article, Don also knew somebody that continuously would gamble money that they didn't have. Eventually, they racked up so much debt that they decided to commit suicide by jumping off the roof of a casino. The psychological impact that it must have is very serious. To add to this, let's talk about how it affects family members. In an article called Gambling Impacts on Families, written by Ronald Reno, he conducted a survey of 400 anonymous gamblers, and 30% of them have been divorced or separated because of their gambling addiction. Not only adults are affected, but children as well. In Ronald's article, he also discovered in a study done in 2007 that 72 children were left abandoned on casino premises in Indiana. Now, it's shocking to me to believe that gambling can become such an important factor in somebody's lives that they just forget about their children. But these are just a couple of the issues that have gone on. Now, believe it or not, there are several solutions or helpful tips to solve this problem. You must first remember that you're dealing with adults and that they have to make their own decisions. You can't make their decisions for them. You also must realize that most people will be in denial that they have an issue. But once they figure out that they have an issue, this is the first step. This is just the first step in the process. So keep in mind that you can only help so much. It's up to them to put in the time and effort to quit their gambling addiction. In an online article called Talking About Problem Gambling, written by an anonymous author, they list several steps to take when trying to help someone. The steps include: don't hide the problem. By giving them more money and just covering it up. Talk about impacts to help them face reality that what they're doing is actually hurting their loved ones. Be careful when you talk to them, though, and make sure that you don't come off as angry, because this could in turn anger them. And when they get angry, it's quite possible that they could just continue gambling. So it's also important that you set limitations to their gambling so that they don't go on gambling uncontrollably. Tell them a few tips that maybe they could use their money for instead of gambling, like paying bills or possibly buying food for their family. And as I close, I want to leave you with this. We all know that gambling is a serious addiction, just as alcohol and drugs are. So why not help prevent it? Help save money not only for you, but also for your friends. Help save money and save lives. Thank you.